This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
You all ready for this? Dun, 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 dun. Nope.
Y'all, just
stop.
This is a sham. Welcome to DBL. It's Tuesday, September 28th. I'm Jeff here with my friends Al and Tori.
What's up, brother?
What's up, brother?
Nothing, brothers and sisters. How are we?
Good to see you. We're kind of dressed like a little bit of a congregation here.
A little bit.
Yeah.
We're in a flock.
All right, that didn't start the way I thought, but it never does. It never talks. All right, let's talk about R. Kelly.
Yes.
After 9 hours of deliberation, a jury in New York found him guilty on all 9 counts, including racketeering and sex trafficking. He was accused by multiple witnesses of targeting, grooming, and exploiting young women and men for his own sexual gratification. After the verdict was read, victims and attorneys spoke out. Take a look.
30 years we were overlooked. For 30 years, people said we were lying. For 30 years, people said this didn't occur.
I feel like justice has been served.
Of all the predators that I have pursued, however, Mr. Kelly is the worst.
Today's guilty verdict forever brands R. Kelly as a predator who used his fame and fortune to prey on the young, the vulnerable, and the voiceless for his own sexual gratification.
R. Kelly faces a mandatory minimum of 10 years behind bars and could get up to life in prison. Sentencing is scheduled for May 4th.
Yeah, I mean, finally, guys, we're listening to people who are speaking out. It might be 20, 25 years later. I look at this and I'm wondering, was it a court of law that convicted R. Kelly, or was it the documentary that was on Lifetime? I mean, Olympians spoke out for years. How many years did that take? So maybe we just have the answer to how long it takes to change the public narrative, which is about 20, 25 years.
Yeah, I think it's also interesting that this is a big Me Too movement for black women. We've seen Harvey Weinstein, but this is a really big culmination of when black women spoke out. And it really shows you, too, and men, too, nobody believed them for decades. I mean, I've heard the R. Kelly rumor at the Dave Chappelle jokes, the sketches that they did.
Sure.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Why was that never taken seriously? It reminds me a little of Corey Feldman, Corey Haim, when they'd say there's a ring, allegedly, of pedophiles in Hollywood, and no one believed them. It took 25 years, 27 years. Finally, they're getting justice. But when you ask, why don't you come forward? This is why. Because people don't believe you, and nothing happens, and he gets to go on another tour. So I'm very glad it happened. It just took way too long.
I agree with you, man, to go back to the documentary. I don't think if there was a documentary,
oh, for sure,
there would be any jail time, at least. There's accusations, but no jail time. I remember, I grew up in Chicago, right? I was in an R. Kelly video for a brief second, but I remember girls around set, like R. Kelly's bus was parked outside the whole time. You know what I mean? We were there all night. He wasn't. You know, I was just an extra in there. I remember dating Jordan, and someone that she was acquaintance with in North Carolina was supposedly dating R. Kelly. And they were young. These rumors were going around for a long time. Then the Chappelle sketches. But I don't think if that documentary didn't come out, we'd be talking about this.
Same
right
with
now.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Absolutely.
Same with the Olympians.
They're the new enforcers, those documentaries. Absolutely.
I don't know
right,
if
guys.
that should be, though.
Right.
All right, the latest plot twist in the Britney Spears conservatorship saga could pull in the FBI. So Tori's all over this. There are reports that Britney's dad, Jamie, is being investigated over claims he secretly recorded her in her bedroom. The claims were brought up in the new documentary by the New York Times called Controlling Britney Spears. Meanwhile, Britney's dad says she knew about the recordings, but there are reports that the FBI is looking into whether he breached California law, which states both parties must consent to being recorded. Britney has responded to the documentary by posting a video to Instagram. Part of her caption says, "It's really crazy, guys. I watched a little bit of the last documentary, and I must say I scratched my head a couple of times." We talked about this yesterday, Tori. You weren't here. The floor is yours.
I did bring it up on this show yesterday about the idea that this is.
Oh, you were here yesterday.
I was, but
very memorable.
Thank you for
performance.
remembering me. Like I gave you the whole spiel.
You did.
On
you did.
Britney
There was
Spears.
one show. In my defense, you weren't on the other show.
All right,
we
fine.
do multiple shows, but yes, you were. I
appreciate
apologize.
that.
Very memorable.
Thank you. I will say this: it's now turned what you call criminal. Before it could be a civil issue, conservativeship. You go to a civil court. Now we're placing recordings. We're having alleged iCloud mirroring. We're also tailing people. We're trailing people. We're taking people's lawyer, attorney-client privilege away. We're talking doctor-client privilege away. All of this is highly illegal on a federal federal level. That's why you see the FBI might be coming in. So as people said from Free Britney, this isn't a joke. This is way bigger than you think. Now, let me address the Instagram that we just saw of Britney with that weird, I'm scratching my head.
Okay.
I read 150 comments, and every single one of them was for the Free Britney movement, said, this isn't Britney who wrote this. A lot of people think they have control over her Instagram. And they posted, again, all alleged, but is the major allegation from the Free Britney movement that this doesn't sound like her, that it doesn't even read like her, that it's like, I'm moving past the drama, guys, when we've heard her speak to a judge and say, I'm so angry, it's insane. So there's some...
Well, couldn't her boyfriend post, Sam...
Asghari, I believe.
Yeah, Sam Asghari. Couldn't he post, this isn't real, guys? Don't look at this. Britney didn't write this.
Well, there's certain
things. And isn't it, you might find that a little weird, but aren't we questioning her mental capacity at this point?
I think they're asking us to compare the mental capacity, but how much has that been played up by Jamie Spears? If everything's been done against her since she's been writing, they used it all against her, of course she's going to look crazy because they can use everything she's ever looked up.
But that's a reach to me, that the word wouldn't get out how big she is saying someone else is controlling her Instagram and her voice wouldn't be heard or leaked out.
And that's why I think you're seeing all these comments, and there's thousands on this one particular posting saying, we got it, we know, this is not you, this is not you, it's coming to light is what's coming. Now, again, all allegations and conjecture, but the Free Britney movement does not think that was Britney writing that Instagram.
And what's the difference between tailing and trailing?
One is on birds.
And that was the
Learn
answer I was
something
looking
every
for.
day.
That was the answer I was looking for. All right. Will Smith is coming clean about his marriage in his new memoir. So the actor recently told GQ magazine that Jada wasn't the one who cheated, wasn't the only one, I should say, that cheated in their marriage. He says Jada never believed in a conventional marriage and, quote, we have given each other trust and freedom with the belief that everybody has to find their own way, and marriage for us can't be a prison. For marriage can't be a prison. Will also talks about the fantasy of wanting a harem of girlfriends, including celebrity women. Apparently, dancer Misty Copeland and actress Halle Berry were on the highest on the list. Okay. Will also talks about working with an intimacy coach, and he was going to have his coach contact the women, but realized the idea was ultimately horrific.
There's a phone call you don't see coming. Hey, this is Will Smith's intimacy coach. You got a second? Are you sitting down?
Hey, Halle Berry.
Yeah. Women.
First of all, that sounds like a nightmare to anybody over 40 years old. I would just be like, to have even one person behind you, like, will you hurry up?
Oh,
Imagine
God.
20. Look, I don't really think that Will and Jada are handling this right. I think a cooler way for them to handle this is to look in the camera and be like, look, y'all, we all know that you got arrangements at your house too. Some people are in open relationships where both parties are allowed to interact. Sometimes it's closed on one end, it's open on the other. They're allowed to go out, but they have to tell the partner. They set up rules. I think a lot of people are in semi-poly kind of relationships like this, because you notice people are watching the story and like, what? I have no idea. Everybody's doing their own thing once their front door shuts, all right? So let's stop acting like this is 1950s pie in the sky. People have been doing this for a while, but I don't like the word cheated. I think that they had a discussion and they executed that. That's why they've been able to stay together. If they had an agreement for monogamy like you and Jordan do, I'm assuming,
yes,
then it would be a problem. But if at the beginning you were like, hey, Jordan, I have trouble staying with one person, she's like, that's okay, just don't tell me about it. Right. Or come home and tell me about it. Whatever it is, have a healthy relationship, and your relationship will survive like theirs did. I think they should be an example.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't know if they're handling this great. Like, why come out now, right? He's got a new show coming out on Discovery Plus. A lot of people look at like the conventional marriage and that's the way life is supposed to be. But a lot of people don't have that. You're exactly right. Why not, when Jada came out with the cheating accusations, why didn't he say, listen, Jada's not perfect here. I cheated too, and this is our kind of marriage. It just seems crazy.
Or neither of us cheated.
Well, I think something might be coming out and leaking, and they're trying to get ahead of the story, it sounds like to me. But the best way to say it is they should have gone on Red Table Talk, their own show, and said, what is this relationship, and made it clear and defined the boundaries. You're totally right. I'm not sure the messaging was the best.
All right, coming up on DBL, Dancing with the Stars judge Derek Huff. What does he think of this season's controversial contestants and Halloween decorations that will surely spook the neighbors? Freddy Krueger's razor glove and Michael Myers masks are now up for auction. We'll tell you the starting price. That's coming up
It
next.
looks like you, Jeff.
Closed captioning provided by
Liberty Mutual.
Okay.
Each have your
4 things that you told
Right.
me. So Jeff, you'll read through what's for a couple of the items that are for sale with their prices. Then you'll say, what would you guys do? Start with Tori, and then Al, and then you.
Okay.
And then at the end, because I think
He'll ask.
he'll
about it. Yep.
he'll
Yep.
kind of ask about it. He'll say, well, yours is actually for sale.
Yeah,
At the
mine's for
very
sale
end,
for
you
real.
You can bring up.
Perfect. You got it. Perfect. I do want to let you guys know, what was your scariest movie growing up? Mine was Watcher in the Woods.
Handyman.
So everyone has their one. Handyman? Candyman. Oh, Handyman, let me fix your plumbing and your mouth.
Rebooting it.
What is your, yeah, they are rebooting it. Sierra, come on over here. Sierra is brand new. Everyone, please welcome Sierra to our DBL family. Sierra, is there a movie that scared you to the bejesus when you were a kid?
Not a kid, but I'd have to say Get Out.
Oh,
It's a little
my
too
God.
real. Little too
And surreal. Yeah, it was real and surreal for you. Lydia, what about you? Let me hold the. Come here, you. Okay, what is your scariest?
There's this one sci-fi like Star Fighter or something that like there was this robot that terrified me.
I can tell you like really remember this.
I don't remember what it was called. It was like an 80s film.
Oh, dude. Okay, Chris, what's a movie that scared you as a kid? Really traumatized you?
Well, no one will even remember this, but it was called Trilogy of Terror.
No one does remember that.
And it was Karen Black was this. She got this like voodoo doll, and it came to life, and it terrorized her, and it had this big teeth and a knife, and it chased her all around the apartment. Terrifying, terrifying.
What scares me is Tori's outfit today. You look like you're going to a funeral for Victoria's Secret.
Ready? Yeah. Watch this. Sorry for your loss. Sorry for your loss.
Why are you dressed like that?
So this is sewn up all the way. This is asymmetrical. I'm trying to be a little bit more edgy, and this was the result.
Is the tissue in the hand edgy?
And allergies.
Edgy and allergies.
It's not COVID. I'm sorry.
Welcome back to DBL. So how much would you pay for Freddy Krueger's razor glove, or how about the Batsuit? Well, they're holding an auction featuring some of the most iconic movie props ever made. So what's on the list? First up, Freddy Krueger's razor glove. It's from the movie A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors, and is estimated to bring in anywhere from $27,000 to $41,000.
Yeah, that makes sense. Piece of cinematic history.
All right, how about Michael Myers' mask? It's from Halloween Resurrection, which is the 8th film, which probably means there's 7 other masks out there. So what about the Batsuit? His sonar Batsuit from Batman Forever is for sale and could fetch just over $82,000.
Is that the one with the nipples?
No.
Okay, good.
That's extra. That's extra.
I can hear Tori asking somebody that over the phone. I'm not going to buy it. Is that the one with the nipples?
Or maybe, maybe that's the one she wants.
No, it's not. That's the worst
Each
one.
their own.
All right, how about Toby Mcguire's Spiderman costume from Spider-Man 3?
Yes.
It's also available and is expected to haul in around $70,000.
And that's for a 5'4" Spider-Man.
You got to take that into consideration.
You're totally right.
I'll tell you why.
Talk to me.
Yeah, well, we're going to tell a little bit. As Tori would say, we're going to go around a horn.
Yeah.
We're going to go around a horn. Tori, something that you want is actually up for auction.
Okay, so the thing I want, and I don't know how much it is, I want Wilson. Wilson!
Oh, that's good.
Volleyball.
Because I want a friend.
Yeah.
That's
Wilson from Castaway, right?
From Castaway,
You're
remember?
just yelling Wilson with no context around it.
But I will say, when he loses, Tom Hanks loses Wilson in the ocean, I sobbed. So I would want Wilson.
I want to kind of help you out with this, but do you know how much we're going to have to pitch in?
I was going to say, is it like 800 to 8,000? 8,000, I'll say.
8,000?
I'm going to go more than that. I count 20,000.
$52K.
All right. So
52K.
put both of our bids together.
Al, how about you?
Without a question, Marty McFly's shoes that he wore on the hoverboard, the Back to the Future shoes, just those, because the Nikes, even without the hoverboard, they still look really cool. I like the pink and the gray. You can wear them with a lot of things.
Well, you brought up the Spider-Man costume, size 8.
Oh,
so that's a big problem.
13.
They went for $55 to $80K. That's what they're supposed to go. They went back in the day, but they're going back up for auction.
Jeff, what about you?
Actually, that's wrong. Yours is 52. Yours is 55 to 80K.
Oh.
We got to hurry up. Mine's a gladiator costume. Oh my God, I can't wait. It's 96K. They went for 96K.
By the way, real quick, somebody bid us on your jeans, and they bid 2,601. Can we see
fan
this?
of Jeff's.
This is Jeff's jeans, and they bought it on an auction, and it went to a good cause. But Jeff's jeans went for 2,600.
I totally forgot about that.
Well, your fans reminded
Worth every
you.
penny.
Yeah.
Coming up on DBL, our interview with Dancing with the Stars Judge Derek Huff. We're asking him the hard-hitting questions, like what's up with this underwater chair picture?
Hard-hitting.
Sadly, the global supply chain problems that have plagued everything from furniture to microchips are now affecting Halloween supplies. Right now, huge tankers are stacked up at ports across the U.S., loaded down with goods. According to global supply chain experts, there are not enough workers to unload these ships and not enough truck drivers to get those goods where they need to go. So the backlog continues. So what does that mean for Halloween? Popular items like costumes and decorations may be harder to find. Experts say there's no need to panic, you just might need to make more than one trip. An executive with Spirit Halloween told a supply chain news organization there could be delays in select inventory, especially animatronic decorations, but they expect stores to be fully stocked in time for Halloween. And you can expect this holiday to be pretty big. Another pandemic trend we've seen is people going big on holidays as we all search for a sense of normalcy. Morris Costumes, one of the largest costume distributors in the world, says 2020 was one of their biggest years ever, and they expect the same this year. Some of the biggest items for 2021, yard decorations.
Welcome back to DBL. After Cheryl Burke's shocking COVID diagnosis on Dancing with the Stars last night, this season has been definitely one of the most controversial, and we are here for the drama. Last week, we caught up with Derek Huff. Doesn't he look nice? He looks nice. That's today's Chatting with the Stars.
We got to talk about who's stirring up the most controversy this season. We've been covering it on the show, and our viewers, well, they have an opinion. So we want to ask you directly about Olivia Jade. What would you tell our viewers in regard to giving her a second chance or not?
You know, here's the thing. I think what's bad is always available, but so is what's good. And where our focus goes, our energy flows. So why not focus on what's good in this world and in each other? I think that we do a lot better doing that in general. And I feel like for me, you know, it's a beautiful thing to be able to give people. I think in our life's journey, you know, the most pivotal point that we all experience in our lives is redemption. And we all experience that. And I would love for somebody to offer me some grace. And so why not?
Oh my gosh, what a lovely thing to say.
I love that,
oh my
Derek.
gosh.
I love that. We also saw some serious talent from JoJo Siwa on the dance floor. But how did she get the highest score of the night? Viewers want to know, even though her partner stumbled.
You know what? I think because the rest of it was just so good. I don't know. I know for me personally, I gave her, I think I didn't score her the highest for me personally. I think I can't remember who it was that I gave the highest score for, but by the way, can we just talk about how she handled that?
Yeah.
Because you know she dropped, Jenna fell. You know she ends the pro and she went picked her right back up and carried on like a true pro. So it's pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive.
All right, I got to talk to you because I follow you and all this video stuff, and your videos are incredible. And I'm serious, if you haven't seen
TikTok game?
But even the stuff he does with graphics, I don't know where you get it, but you've posted some great clips. We do have one we want to show you. Take a look.
Okay.
that.
So that's
tell us about that.
So that's one that was no graphics, no special effects. Just a very common question we get asked very, very often, which totally fine, and I'm all about it. It's all good. But it's actually funny. We actually kind of addressed that a little bit in my New Vegas show, because my girl, who's Haley, who you just saw there, she's actually dancing with me on stage. She's with me, so we actually kind of play with that a little bit within the show and have fun with it. So
that's good.
Yeah.
I come from a Jewish mother, so I totally get it. When do you get married? Totally get it.
So Derek, I swear I'm not stalking your social media, although every time you come on the show, I bring up a random picture of you. So what about this picture of you? Because you're just chilling under the sea without a shirt. So tell us what's going on here, bruh.
What's going on? I mean, here's the thing. I'm a big adventure guy. I love the outdoors, and I've gotten into free diving lately, and so I'm about 35 feet deep there, and
dude,
I just love just being one with the ocean. So we were actually swimming with spotted dolphins on that trip.
Who is this guy?
And it was amazing. So yeah, that's pretty much all that happened. I was like, oh, there's a chair. Let's put it down there and sit down there. I don't know. I was just having fun with it.
35 feet, your eardrums didn't hurt? My eardrums would have hurt.
You got to blow it out.
You gotta equalize.
Yeah.
Just equalize. I'll show you. I'll teach you how to do it. Don't worry about it.
Oh, that's
I'm gonna hold you to it. Okay, so we gotta talk about this video, Derek, that a lot of our viewers loved. I did too, about you singing a message to your high school bully. First, I want you and our viewers to watch this.
Brad, I bet you wonder why the prom queen dumped you. The one who got away and broke your heart. Well, it turns out she was a dancer who liked boy dancers.
And you can catch them both on the TV in your mom's garage.
Wow. Oh.
Did Brad ever apologize?
No, I'm gonna be really honest with you. Brad is not a real person.
What?
Brad is a metaphor for those who like to pick on people and how those people tend to move on and do great things in their lives. And so, yeah, it was more of a metaphor. But I will be honest with you. I was legitimately bullied a lot at school growing up, and so it was kind of just a metaphor for that experience. You know what I mean?
Brad.
Don't be a Brad.
Don't be a Brad.
Is that the new Karen?
That's the new Karen.
It's Karen and Brad, people.
No, Derek started it.
It's Derek now.
Hey, Brad's out there. I love you, Brad Pitt. You're great.
All right, Derek, thank you for chatting with us. Don't forget to watch new episodes of Dancing with the Stars every Monday. We appreciate you, and I will contact your people to go free diving with you. Just kidding. It's okay. I'm married. Don't worry. We'll be right back.
Maybe a little bit. Maybe worry a little bit.
A little bit worried.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Attention.
This year, health experts warn the flu will bounce back. So despite the down year, our research and experts tell us that yes, they still had to reformulate the flu vaccine for this year. A viewer asked in an email, has this year's flu shot batch been updated or is it the same as last year? A great question. To get the answer, we went to the CDC, the World Health Organization, and a pediatric infectious diseases expert, Dr. Andrea Berry from the University of Maryland School of Medicine. First, Dr. Berry explained how we get the flu vaccine.
In February, the WHO committee meets to figure out what was circulating actually in the Southern Hemisphere the previous year in order to determine what to put in the flu vaccine.
According to Dr. Berry and the CDC, the WHO found a new influenza strain circulating in the Southern Hemisphere. So yes, this year's flu vaccine will be different from last year's. Okay, so while we're talking about flu vaccines while booster shots are being developed, could they all just be lumped into one? That's what our viewer also wanted to know by asking, could future flu vaccines also protect against new COVID-19 variants and other viruses? According to Dr. Berry, it's certainly a possibility because the current flu vaccine does cover other viruses.
So ever since 2009 H1N1 pandemic, we've had a flu and a strain of influenza in the vaccine that is similar to that pandemic strain.
Dr. Berry went on to say that scientists are researching right now to see if this can be done with SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID-19 as well. But at this point, we'll have to leave this answer blank because it hasn't been done yet. While we don't know if that'll be the case, that doesn't mean some companies aren't trying to create a combination vaccine. According to press releases, at least 2 companies are looking into combo COVID booster and flu shots. It's Moderna and Novavax. With your Verify, I'm Matt Gregory.
Welcome back to DBL. Did you know scammers are waiting for cooler weather to con homeowners into home repairs? Woo! We're chatting about it in today's Bang for Your Buck presented by The Hartford. So according to the Better Business Bureau, autumn brings more home repair scams, and it is not uncommon to have a contractor who only accepts cash to show up at your doorstep uninvited. But we've got some tips to keep you safe. First, check the Better Business Bureau site to see the contractor's ratings, if complaints have been filed against them, and to see if the project was done on time. Next, compare different contractors and get a written contract before any work begins. Finally, before making the final payment, ensure all work has been completed to your liking. All subcontractors or suppliers have been paid and the job site has been cleaned up. Keep it clean, baby. When it comes to your money, the Hartford Financial is here to help. I thought I was losing Tori. Whether it's home, life, or business insurance, the Bucks got your back. Call 1-800-683-7108 or visit thehartford.com to learn more. Did I entertain you, Tori?
You did. Bravo. Are you not entertained?
The gladiator costume.
Gladiator.
You can have it for... Bye.